Is it a case of back to somewhere that you already know for Harry and Meghan, but where? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Lovely to see you today. We are back inside, yes. It's gone all windy. What is it called? I think Storm Malik this time. Apparently I didn't know this, but you no doubt you'll tell me this. For people who are living in the United States, you've been naming your storms, I think since the early 2000s. I'm not sure where this came from or whether it's a good idea, but apparently this is going to be a very big storm for us. Storm Malik is going to be blowing around for quite a while. A little bit, of course, like our two favourite ex-royals. Here's your latest breaking royal story coming out of London today. Well, as we know, Harry and Meghan have had a rather fractious start in their entertainment world. It seems, doesn't it, that they're having to go back to entertainment. They obviously wanted to try and make things that were a little bit more worthy. And there's nothing wrong in that, There are lots of people who do make very substantial programming. People like Sir David Attenborough, who's known around the world for all those magnificent wildlife programs. I remember him as a kid, at school. And they used to wheel the TV in to let us watch things that he was making. Such a fascinating guy. But of course the world moves on, and while there's still a place for that, particularly if you are celebrities now, not royals, you have to decide exactly what you want to do. And it's interesting to note, do you remember a few years ago now when Prince Harry was at that Disney premiere? You remember the one where he tried to coerce the boss of Disney's CEO into giving Meghan some voiceover work. A lot of people attacked him for that. Now let me explain really my thoughts on that. I thought it was a little bit strange in some respects to use a very public premiere to tout for your wife some work. You have to pick your moment in show business, and if Harry could not get him again, then obviously he didn't really know how it works. He was and still remains a prince of the realm. He could have snapped his fingers and the CEO of Disney would have come running at that point. So there was no need to publicly go and beg for work, but it did result in some success because, of course, as we know, Meghan got the voiceover for that elephant documentary. I'm not quite sure how well that did. Apparently the fee went to charity and all of that sort of stuff. But Disney are going through a very hard time themselves. As we told you recently on the show, they've decided to rebrand Minnie Mouse without the dress now, but in some sort of pantsuit, a sort of Hillary Clinton, which is never a real good look. I kind of think, actually, I don't know if you agree with me, but Minnie looks very similar to how Dorothy used to look in the Golden Girls, with the pantsuit thing. Very strange look. But back to Harry and Meghan, let me tell you this breaking news. It appears that all is not lost with Disney, Harry and Meghan. There are something in the air that they would like them to do. The bigger problem now for Disney is they're really diversifying. I don't know if you've seen their latest production, but it's based on their infamous tape with Pamela Anderson, the Baywatch star, and her then husband, Tommy Lee. Amazing to think you could make a documentary out of that, particularly on Disney+. But apparently Harry and Meghan and their production teams are looking at all major outlets to see where they could get their product out onto. Now, as we know here on the show, some might say, well, focus on the ones that have paid you so far. But in the world of show business, you have to hit while the iron is hot, as they say. And as I've said to you before, whether you like them or not, Harry and Meghan are hot. People will listen to them right now if they feel that they can draw in an audience. And so because they've worked with Disney before, and if you think about it with the head of Disney, it would make perfect sense for him to sit down at least and see what offerings the now movie mogul, entertainment moguls, Harry and Meghan are simply offering. It remains to be seen, though, as ever, with these insider tracks, if that actually results in something on screen or if it just becomes once again another meeting. As ever, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.